everybody, welcome back to Furniture Flipping Teacher. It's Lauren here, and today we have got another fun furniture flip for you. But first, I want to shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. We have my favorite style of furniture here. This is a French Provincial dresser. I actually got this dresser and then the taller matching one for $175 for the pair. So paid up for them just a tad bit, but they are just in such nice condition. And then I happened to have someone reach out and they were interested in a French Provincial. They just want one. So I separated them and I'm gonna be sharing the profits with you guys at the end, but I'm so excited to get started on this guy. Of course, we're gonna start by removing the hardware. As you know, with all French Provincial pieces, I love keeping the original hardware, so stick around till the end because that's gonna go back on. If you're anything like me during a project, things kind of just get out of place and left out and things like that. So I definitely recommend putting your hardware in a container like this because that way you are less likely to lose pieces and screws and things like that. I also wanted to point out to you that whenever you're looking for furniture, always look in the top left drawer. If it has a brand name like that, this one's Harmony House, that is going to tend to be a little bit of a higher quality piece of furniture. So just always look out for that. Things like Dixie, things like Harmony House, and tons of other types of furniture and brands of furniture. That's going to be in the left top drawer. I want to show you another telltale sign of a good quality piece of furniture on the drawers. So when you pull out the drawers of any dresser, always be on the lookout for this right here. That is called dovetailing, and that's when the side of the drawer and the front of the drawer are fit together sort of like puzzle pieces, and that's just going to really help ensure that these drawers are made with quality and not split apart as easily as maybe some more modern style furniture might. Now that I've got all the hardware removed, you can see where the indentions and the spot where the hardware has been for years and years, and you can see how dirty that is. So that means that we need to clean. In 2022, we are going to be experimenting and utilizing so many new types of paint and brands of paint. And one of the ones that I know that I'm going to be using more consistently is Lilly Moon Paint. She has a new line of paint that it's a chalk paint. She's also got milk paint. And then I am most excited about using the furniture prep because it doesn't leave any residue. So that's what I'm going to be using to clean this bad boy. We just love supporting the small businesses. And if you guys are interested in trying the Lilly Moon Paint, you can use my code FFT10 for 10% off over on their website. That will have linked down below in the description. I already actually poured some of the furniture prep over here in this side of my bucket. I am used to using both sides, but I guess for this I really won't need to since it doesn't leave a residue, which I just think is amazing. So I'm going to put this stuff to the side and we're going to clean down this dresser. Not only is it important to clean the outside of your furniture where you're going to be painting, but it is also important to clean the insides of the drawers, because nobody wants dirty drawers from somebody else's filth. All right, now that cleaning's done, we need to roughen up the surface of our furniture. So I am going to go grab my sander so that we can scuff sand. New year means new masks for Lauren, and you guys are gonna love these. It is from RZ Masks, and they have so many different options, but it's just so necessary that you get yourself a mask, whether you're sanding or spraying the paint. Safety always needs to come first. RZ Mask actually has two pretty cool masks along with tons of others on their website, but I've got two that I wanted to show you. One of them is like this, and you just Velcro it on the back of your neck, and that's all you've got to do for that one. They have so many different designs, and I just know you guys are gonna love them. Tie-dye, I couldn't pass up the tie-dye. And then the other type of mask is the M2.5, and this one is similar to the other one that I've got, and it goes over your head just like so, and it also covers your entire mouth. And then it also has these clips, so you could just clip it right off, such as that. So easy on and off. I am going to be utilizing the tie-dye one today when I am scuff sanding. If you're interested in these RZ masks, we will put a link below down in the description as well. Alrighty, the scuff sanding is finished. It is time to get some primer on this pretty piece of furniture, and there's a couple of reasons why I am deciding to use primer before using the paint. One is so that I can block any stain that will maybe pop through my paint. I did break through the finish on just a couple of spots, and I really don't want to risk that bleed through popping through. The second reason is because I wanted to get some really good adhesion, so once I put the primer on, that paint will really adhere to the primer versus just a scuff sand, just an extra step. And then the third and final reason why I decided to use primer is because I'm going to be using white, and then for the color of the dresser, it's very light, so it's going to show up a lot better on the white than it will for coverage on the darker brown furniture. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this open. All right, and then I'm using a 3/8 inch nap roller, a 6-inch one, to apply the primer. This is just gonna make it go a lot faster. So I also lined my paint tray with foil so that it's easier for cleanup later. All right, primer is on there, so we're gonna let that dry for a while before we come back and we get to start doing the fun part, which is painting. All right, the primer is all dry, and before I move on to the paint, I want to make sure that my surface is very smooth. So what I like to do is I like to take a super fine or very fine rad pad from Surf Prep and just go over the entire surface, and that's just going to get any bumps or uneven spaces totally smooth. So now when I run my hand over the surface, it is just completely smooth because of that little bit of sanding. It's just a tiny extra step that helps your finish be completely smooth in the end once you're done painting. So now that I've got that done, it is time to paint. Whether you're opening a new jar of paint or using one that you've previously used before, it is an essential piece of the puzzle to stir your paint. With that being said, I'm gonna get this stirring and you guys are just going to love this color. It is called Lilly by Lilly Moon Paint. As you can see, I have not even used half of the paint can here. I've used maybe about a fifth. So again, this a little bit goes a long way. We're gonna let this dry now and then we'll come back for coat number 2. So just like I did before painting the first coat, I am going to sand down just very lightly to get it all the way smoothed out. This is something that I would really recommend you do between all coats of primer and paint. Before I do these last couple of drawers, I'm gonna have Neiman come over and just rub his hand across the ones that I haven't sanded versus the ones that I have sanded, and just, he's gonna tell us if he can see a difference or feel a difference.
So this one is not sanded. This one is sanded.
See if you can tell.
Okay. Oh yeah. This one feels like a baby's bottom, and then this one feels more like my bottom.
So this one is sanded, and this one is not sanded. So again, the smooth finish is gonna happen after you lightly sand it. Again, you're not trying to take any of the paint away, but only it's just a tad bit of roughness. This is something that is just gonna help you elevate the finish on your pieces. All right, coat number 2 is on, and as you can see, especially over here by the drawers where it's already almost dry, we have full coverage with just 2 coats, even on this light of a color. So this paint is just amazing. Again, I will leave everything below down in the description if you are interested in trying out the Lilly Moon paint. And already it passes the scratch test. If you don't know about the scratch test, basically all you do is you take your nail and then you scratch. Kind of feels funky, but you scratch the area that has the dried paint, and then if it doesn't scratch off, then you've got good adhesion. If it's scratching off, then you gotta go back to the drawing board. So we're gonna let this dry and we'll come back for the top coat. I have given this beautiful paint plenty of time to dry now, so it is time for the top coat so that we can protect the surface. So I am going to be using Lilly Moon's top coat, and it has a low luster sheen. So it's going to be right in between that matte and that satin sheen. All right, top coat is covering all surfaces of the dresser, so we're gonna let that dry now, and then our next step is to reassemble the piece. All right, it is finally time for us to be putting this hardware back on, and I got super lucky on this dresser because this hardware is just in amazing condition, and all I had to do was clean it off with some soap and water. But not all hardware is like that every single time. If you're interested in how to clean up hardware or how to give it a new look, be sure and check out this video right here. But for now, we're just gonna be putting this right back on. Most of the time you guys will see me using a drill, but because these screws are more of a T across, it's just a little bit easier for me to have control with a flathead screwdriver. Now I am going to be applying some of Lilly Moon's Furniture Balm, which is just going to give some life back to the wood on the inside of the drawer. And then I'm also gonna apply it to the slide, so that way the drawers slide in and out really nicely. Not only does this stuff help with the look of the drawers, but it also gives it a nice scent. This one is sweet orange, and oh my gosh, it smells so delicious. So you can just see the difference in the wood that doesn't have the balm on it yet, and then the wood that I already put it on, and it's just bringing that wood back to life. You guys, we are finished with this beautiful French Provincial. Let's go get it staged. Here we are with the final piece. You guys, let me know down in the comments what you think of the transformation. I think that going from that dark drabby brown to this beautiful soft pink color is gonna just look amazing in my client's house. It's going in her daughter's room, and what better color than just this nice girly soft pink. And to me, French Provincial dressers are good in any color. I just love seeing the French Provincials in so many different colors. Time for some numbers talk. I ended up getting this piece and another piece, the taller one, like I said, for $175. So we'll call this one $85. And then I ended up selling it custom for $300. So that's a total profit of $215. By the way, if you can see my breath, that's because it's pretty cold out here in the shop, which is why we've been painting inside since it's way too cold out here. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about the products here. Each one of these products is an average of about $20 with the exception of the furniture balm. That's gonna be a little bit less. So, you know, I didn't even come close to using all of any of these products. So let's just call it $15, $20 in product use. So that still is putting me at a profit of $200 to $195. In all honesty, I knew that this piece had very minimal wear and tear and that I wasn't going to need to do much wood filler or to fix any damages that were on it because it wasn't damaged. And that's the benefit of me having the piece already and then someone claiming that piece. If they're bringing me a piece, then generally I'll give a range. But if I know the piece and I know what it's gonna take to flip it, then I'll just give them that solid price right up front. So let me know down in the comments which color you've seen on a French Provincial dresser that you like the most. And if you're interested in seeing more about French Provincials and you love this style as much as I do, then check out this playlist because it is all of the French Provincial dressers that I have flipped. We are hard at work at our new website and we would love for you guys to head over there to FurnitureFlippingTeacher.com. When that is live, once we have it live, we're gonna have tons of portfolio pieces and sections over there, and one of those is going to be the French Provincial section, and that's just gonna be so, so beautiful. You guys, I absolutely love the French Provincial pieces. And speaking of websites, we want to just say one more shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the flip side. Squarespace gives people a powerful and beautiful online platform from which to create your website. One of the areas that we're really stoked about on Squarespace is the member areas, and it is going to allow us to connect with the FFT community in a much deeper level and bring a lot more value to you guys. Another awesome feature of Squarespace is that they have an unlimited number of products that you can sell, meaning that there is going to be no extra fees for however many things you want to be selling on your website through Squarespace. Go to squarespace.com/FurnitureFlippingTeacher to save 10% on your website or domain.